Hello, my name is Deepika, Assistant Professor from CVT Department, Yenepoya School of Allied Health Science. So today I'll be discussing about the topic Aorto Pulmonary window. So coming to the specific learning objectives, at the end of the session, students will be able to define and describe different types of aortopulmonary window, as well as describe the pathophysiology along with the clinical manifestations and diagnostic methods which is used in the diagnosis of aortopulmonary window. And at the end of the session, students can able to explain the treatment modalities that is implemented in the treatment of aortopulmonary window. I will initiate the session by going to definition. Aortopulmonary window or aortopulmonary septal defect is a rare congenital cardiac anomaly causing a communication between the aorta and the pulmonary artery. Prevalence, I already told, it's a rare congenital cardiac anomaly. So it comprises only 0.2 to 0.6% of all congenital heart disease. So coming to the morphology, aortopulmonary window represents the communication between the ascending part of the aorta and the main pulmonary artery. In this image, you can see that the red color one is the aorta and the blue color one is the main pulmonary artery you can see. So coming to the basic circulation, we know that pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood and it supplies towards the lungs for the oxygenation. So after the oxygenation, blood will return back to the left heart and it will be supplied throughout the body by the aorta. So as the pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood and aorta carries oxygenated blood, whenever there is a defect between them, it will cause a shunting of the blood from aorta to pulmonary artery, because aorta is a high pressure great artery compared to the pulmonary artery. So coming to the classification, we have classification type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4. Type 1 is nothing but where there will be a proximal defect. In this image you can see there will be a proximal defect just proximal to the semilunar valves. Semilunar valves are nothing but valves of the great arteries. This is a pulmonary valve and this will be the aortic valve. The type 1 defect will be just proximal to the semilunar valve, where type 2 you can see it is a most distal defect. It is in the location of the pulmonary artery bifurcation, where type 3 will be comparatively it's a large defect which will be extending from the semilunar valve till the bifurcation, where type 4 is also called intermediate type, where there will be a central defect. Can you see a central defect here which will be having a superior and inferior rims. The same thing which is explained in these slides. So coming to the associated cardiac abnormalities, is nothing but along with AP window there will be some other congenital heart diseases associated. The most common type is interrupted aortic arch. There will be a interruption of the continuity of the aortic arch. And the next, aortic origin of the right pulmonary artery. So we know that the right pulmonary artery and the left pulmonary artery are the branches of the main pulmonary artery, but in some abnormal cases there is a chance that this any of the pulmonary artery which can be arises from the aorta. This can be associated with AP window. And one more condition called anomalous origin of a right coronary or left coronary artery from the pulmonary artery. Normally we know that the right and left coronary arteries will be arising from the aortic origin, aortic sinus specifically, but in some cases there is chance that these coronary arteries can be arise from the pulmonary artery. That also can be associated with aortopulmonary window, and other congenital heart disease like tetralogy of Fallot and patent ductus arteriosus can be associated with AP window. So coming to the pathophysiology, I already told there will be a left to right shunting of the blood from aorta to pulmonary artery, because aorta is a high pressure chamber and high pressure great artery. as similar to the VSD and patent ductus arteriosus and truncus arteriosus. These are the other congenital heart diseases with the pathophysiology is similar to that of the AP window. So the amount of this left to right shunt will be related to the or will be dependent on the size of the defect and the pulmonary vascular resistance, because whenever you have a more large defect, there will be a more blood shunting from aorta to pulmonary artery. The same thing which I explained in the flow chart, whenever you have an increased pulmonary blood flow, there will be increased flow to the lungs, right? So there will be symptoms and signs of congestive heart failure, and patient will be having a pulmonary hypertension. So in clinical manifestation, patient can reveal symptoms of congestive heart failure. These are the symptoms of congestive heart failure. It can be tachypnea, failure to thrive, sweating on the forehead while feeding, and lower respiratory tract infection. On physical examination, patient may reveal same thing, signs of congestive heart failure like pulmonary edema and dyspnea, and because of the aortic runoff, there will be a wide pulse pressure, and because of the volume overload to the left heart, there will be enlargement of the left heart. It can be LA or LV, so that the apical impulse will be very prominent. Because of the blood flow from aorta to pulmonary artery, there will be a continuous murmur. ECG findings are, there will be LA enlargement, because of that the P waves will be widened, and there will be RVH. So the criteria for RVH, there will be prominent R wave in precordial leads. Coming to the chest X-ray findings, because of the increased pulmonary blood flow, there will be increased pulmonary vascularity, and pulmonary edema findings will be there. Because of the enlargement of the left heart, cardiomegaly we can manifest in X-ray. Coming to the echocardiography, these are the basic views that can help in the diagnosis of aortopulmonary window. We can use parasternal short axis at pulmonary artery level, apical forechamber and subcostal at LVOT level, modified high parasternal view at pulmonary artery, and suprasternal notch view we can use. So these are the echocardiographic findings, what and all we can see in a patient with AP window. A large defect which will be between the ascending aorta and the main pulmonary artery we can see in 2D echocardiography. There will be a left to right shunting of the blood from aorta to pulmonary artery when we apply color Doppler, and the secondary changes like LA-LV dilatation and hollow diastolic flow reversal will be noted on the descending aorta because of the aortic runoff. So these are the images, 2D images that will be helped in the manifestation of AP window, where we can see it's a modified parasternal long axis view. This will be the ascending aorta and the main pulmonary artery. Normally there won't be any connection between the aorta and pulmonary artery. Here we can see a large defect which allows the communication between the main pulmonary artery and the ascending aorta. The same image, same findings where we can see a communication between aorta and pulmonary artery, which is in a modified short axis view. So coming to the cardiac catheterization, cardiac catheterization is usually used to assess the pulmonary and systemic pressures. Because the aortopulmonary window is a large defect, because of this there will be a equalization of the pulmonary and systemic pressure, and the aortic diastolic pressure will be low, which will be resulting in a wide pulse pressure. The view which is used is right anterior oblique view, where we can see a dilated pulmonary artery ossification we can demonstrate. So coming to the management, how we can manage AP window, medically we can use a drug called prostaglandins. Usually it is used to maintain the patency of the ductus arteriosus. Usually mainly in case where the baby or where the patient will be having an interrupted aortic arch. Because in interrupted aortic arch, I already told there will be a discontinuity of the aortic arch. So because of that only, the lower part of the body will not be getting enough blood. So the ductus arteriosus should be kept open. The drug prostaglandin can be used. For congestive heart failure, we can use digoxin and furosemide. Coming to the surgical part of the management, if it is small defect, it can be ligated or it can be approached to a percutaneous technique, that is using devices that used to close the defect. Example, umbrella device, amplifier septal occluder, duct occluder we can use. If it is intermediate type, it is a more suitable for the device closure because it will be having a superior and inferior rim. If it is a large defect, the management or the surgery is indicated as soon as the diagnosis, just to avoid the fixed pulmonary hypertension. And the overall risk of operative mortality will be 5 to 25% in AP window patients. So coming to the summary, AP window is abnormal congenital connection between the ascending aorta and the main pulmonary artery, through which the blood will be flowing from aorta to pulmonary artery. So patient may develop severe clinical symptoms such as heart failure, hypertension during their early life because it is more usually it will be a large defect. Early surgical closure or device employment is indicated to prevent the complication. If any associated cardiac anomalies there, these can complicate the repair. So these are my references. Thank you.